All right, so welcome to our channel. This is youtube.com/VRDGO, VRDGO, and this is our UFC 251 predictions. So thank you guys for tuning in.
We've been wanting to do this for a while, so this is our very first one. We're super excited.
Yeah, super excited because, I mean, we got, a really stacked card for Saturday. It's June 11th, and it's going to be, it's July 11th, so 7-11. All right. And so we're super excited because not only is the card stacked, but the main event, there was like a weird twist of events that happened. It was originally supposed to be for Kamaru Usman. He was going to be defending his title against Gilbert Burns, who was the challenger from Brazil. But a little twist of events. What happened?
Well, I mean, this COVID-19 thing has just been wreaking havoc all throughout the world, and unfortunately, Burns tested positive. Gamebred wanted this fight initially. And I mean, the guy, he's been fighting for over 16 years. He's had over 40 pro fights, and this will be his first championship bout. I mean, he got the BMF belt. We all know that for sure. Well deserved. But this is his first title bout.
Right. It's not the same as the actual championship belt for UFC, something that he's been working hard towards basically his entire career. And, he's a Latino fighter, and he, sometimes there's some speculation out there that he wasn't getting the push that he should have gotten early on from the UFC. But, after he took his trip to South America, I believe, where he was filming a reality TV show, he was gone for like about a year, and he really just, sort of reverse engineered his entire career and kind of figured out, where did I go wrong? What should I be doing moving forward to really, bring him closer to this title shot. And he was able to do that. He figured out, there's so many times where he had left the decision in the judge's hands and it just didn't go his way.
And, looking back on the backyard fights, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with the backyard fights back in the day with Kimbo Slice. He used to promote him in Miami back in the hood over there. And Jorge, he was coming up back in the day. What was that fight that he fought this one guy more than once? But back then...
You're talking about Miami, it was a guy named Ray.
Yeah, Ray.
Yeah.
And Ray was a badass, but, Jorge fought him a couple times and he beat his ass. And back then, Jorge was bringing it to people.
Yeah.
But throughout his career, even though he's one of the best, like you said, going back to the story where he traveled outside the world, he was leaving these fights in the referee's hands when he knew he was better than that.
Right. And so, he figured out when he was out there, thinking about how he was going to, bring his life, his career closer to that title shot. He had to basically, as he says, what is it, baptize?
Yeah.
He had to start baptizing
fools.
And then when he came back from his trip in the jungle, doing this reality TV show, that's why he called it the resurrection. I mean, many of you guys know this, but for the fans that are just, getting into the UFC and the mixed martial arts world, I mean, that's part of the story behind Jorge Masvidal. And so we're super excited to see this guy fight because, when I woke up this morning, I saw the confirmation from Ariel Helwani and some other sources online that, in fact, Gilbert Burns was out and it was going to come down to a couple people. We thought, Colby Covington might be the guy who might step in. He definitely wants to fight Usman. He's been, having that rivalry, with Usman for a long time.
Well, it would have been a rematch, right?
Yeah, and that would have been a rematch. But, Jorge has much more of a bigger following right now. The buzz is way stronger.
And his stand-up game is way tighter than I would say Usman for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Talking about stand-up game, I mean, if Usman really wants to go toe-to-toe, we know he's not going to want to do that because Jorge's going to get the best of him.
Right. So, a lot of analysts are already speculating that Usman's going to try to take him down and try to, just grind him with his ground game. But then again, Jorge has awesome ground game as well. I mean, he's very well developed in all areas as a fighter.
He knocked out the champ from, was it K1? Ben Askren? 25-0 when he came over to UFC.
The fastest knockout in UFC history.
Not only the fastest, but he beat a former champ.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And there's no doubt that, Jorge belongs at these levels. And in fact, with the momentum that he's carrying into this fight and the fact that he's going to be fighting, Usman on a 6-day notice. I mean, some people could say that's a disadvantage for Jorge, but it could also work in his favor because of the fact that Usman was trying to get ready for Gilbert Burns this entire time. And then now he's got to reset, and he's fighting a completely different animal now.
I mean, look at Nate Diaz, right? On a whim, 2-week notice, he jumped in there with Conor McGregor. I mean, these guys, this is what they do for a living. They train day in, day out.
Right. So, I mean, it's like that motto, you know, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And that's the story with a lot of these guys, including Masvidal, you know. I mean, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So he was ready to step in on 6-day notice. I mean, technically it's 5 days out. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody is super excited. I mean, the news exploded today. I'm telling you. I mean, today is what? Today's the 6th.
Today is the 6th, yeah, July 6th.
It's July 6th. I mean, we're just a couple days away. And so that's the main event. So that's what's got us.
So you already know who we got. We both got our money on
Masvidal. You know, I mean, we definitely can relate to that guy in a lot of different ways. I mean, we have a Street Fighter background as well. So
martial arts background.
Martial arts. I mean, we love to see a guy like him, just get to these levels and stuff.
What's your prediction though? Would you say knockout? Like what do you think? Is it going to go the distance? I mean, Usman's a beast too.
I'm not trying to take anything away from Usman. I mean, he is a true champion. I mean, we saw what he was able to do against Colby Covington, who is a super game opponent. I mean, Colby Covington, that guy has a super crazy gas tank. He never runs out of energy. No. You know what I mean? And his stand-up game is actually continually improved over time.
And his strategy normally with Colby, he smothers people. It's hard to really get any licks.
He's got the ground game. He's got the ground game.
The stand-up game, he just keeps the pressure.
Well, yeah, the pressure, yeah, obviously. And you know what? I mean, I used to kind of think that his ground game was his strength and that he just didn't have that knockout power, but I consistently see him improving and getting better with his stand-up. So that fight was amazing. If you guys haven't seen that fight, Usman versus Colby Covington, you should run it back and watch that again because it was an epic battle. And you know what? I mean, it takes a true heart of a champion to beat somebody like Colby Covington. I mean, he was in his face the entire time.
Okay, so getting back to the question though, what's your prediction with Jorge?
So what I'm saying, so back to that. So what I'm saying is, based off what I've seen from Usman and what he did to Tyron Woodley and then what he did to Colby Covington, I mean, he is definitely a formidable champion. However, I still think that Masvidal, this is his time. And he's been grinding his axe for 16 years, and he's been sharpening all of his tools, and he's already had Usman in his crosshairs. Obviously, they've had this this history, this beef with each other, so it's the perfect storm.
And this ain't the first time he's flown overseas to handle business. Remember remember Darren Till?
This is what he does. Yeah, this is what he does. So I mean, that's my prediction is Masvidal. I mean, probably I'm guessing
knockout,
you're the same, right?
Decision.
I'm thinking knockout.
I think knockout too. I think within the first 3 rounds. I think Usman has something to prove. This is my own opinion that he will try to stand up with Jorge, which is going to be a huge mistake. He may get away from the game plan. I'm not 100% sure, but if it goes that direction, then Jorge is going to bring it to him. It's going to be a knockout.
Yeah, it's going to be an epic fight. It's going to be super just electric because I mean Usman, he always tries to boast that he's got the strongest mind in the UFC. And that no one has a stronger mind than he does. Well, you could argue that Jorge has, one of the strongest minds in the UFC. So it's going to be a battle of the minds. You know what I'm saying? Really, I mean, because these guys are both physically, they're ready. Yep. And, Jorge, I mean, he was, around 190 or so today.
Oh, he said he has to cut 20 pounds.
Has to cut, some weight and stuff. But I mean,
before Saturday, he'll do it though. I mean,
of course,
what these guys do.
Yeah. So what's the main event? The semi-main event. I mean, excuse me.
We have Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski.
Yeah, another epic fight. I mean, these guys. This is a rematch between these guys, and I mean, I'm a huge fan of Max Holloway. And then I started learning about Volkanovski a little bit later. So, I mean, for me, I kind of just have a bias towards Max Holloway. I mean, I've been a fan of his for much longer.
Alexander's tough, but I'm on the same page with you. I hope Max brings it, and we just hope it's his time on this fight. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. But we're excited for this one as well. And there's another. We got some legends on here too. We have Jose Aldo. He's fighting as well.
Yeah, and then Peter Yan, which I believe he beat Uriah Faber, didn't he?
I believe you're right. Yeah, I believe you're right. So I mean,
this guy's a tough dude. Peter Yan,
young dude.
Yeah, and then obviously Jose Aldo. He's former champion. When he was champion, I mean, he was on quite a tear. I mean, he was defending his title consistently for at least 7 title defenses.
They called him like the champion of the decade at one time.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's got tremendous leg kicks, so it's going to be a great fight. We're going to see what happens. But I would have to say in that fight, I'm going to go with the younger guy, Peter Yan. I mean, I think the momentum he's coming off of and just the youth, I think maybe he has a slightly better chance. But then again, you know what? I mean, it's hard to say. Jose Aldo's got all that experience. He's got all, those rounds. So, it's going to be interesting. Who do you think's going to win?
I mean, I'm right with you. I think Peter Yan, but Jose has a lot of tools in the toolbox, and you just never know. He might have upped his game, and we'll see. I know he's a little bit older, but you just never know. I mean, he's already proven himself many times over, and it's going to be a good fight either way.
Yeah.
Another really good one, right? It's a rematch.
Yeah, Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas. And if you guys saw that last fight, I mean, that was, super epic. But, I have to say, I mean, let's be honest, Rose Namajunas was smashing Jessica Andrade all the way up until that point where, she basically I think it was like she had her in a headlock, and then Andrade picked Rose up in the air, and Rose, she should have let go of Jessica's neck, but she made the mistake of, holding on, and then Jessica Andrade just, body slammed her, pretty much slammed her on her head and knocked her out. So this is, a rematch that a lot of UFC fight fans have been waiting for. I mean, it's definitely one of those fights that probably should have happened a lot sooner, but things just, been happening. Obviously, a lot of craziness in the world.
This is definitely a fight that can go either way, but my prediction is Rose.
Yeah, I'm going with Thug Rose. I mean, I really wanted her to win the last time. I think that, she's another fighter who consistently shows improvement, has tremendous heart, former champion, obviously.
Remember the Joanna fights?
Yeah, I mean, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, I mean, who, is an amazing, former champion in her own right. And we saw what Rose Namajunas was able to do to her. I mean, she just brought it to her that night. And, amazing fight. So we're super excited to see Thug Rose against Jessica Andrade for the rematch. And who else is on here?
We got Paige.
Yeah, we got Paige Van Zandt.
And Amanda Ribas.
Right, so shout out to Paige. She used to live in Sacramento. So, we're obviously Sacramento boys. And we're big fans.
Not born and raised, though.
No, I mean, not. But anyways. Yeah. Back to Paige Van Zandt. I mean, she's obviously somebody who we kind of favor, but she's kind of had a rough last couple of fights. So it's going to be interesting to see what she can bring to this fight, and whether she's improved from her previous bouts. But not to take anything away from her. I mean, she's fought some incredible people. I mean, she's lost to Michelle Watterson.
But there's been times when people have doubted her, and she's come back in and just knocked people out. So I mean, you just never know sometimes.
Yeah, no, she's tremendously tough. She has tremendous heart. She doesn't give up, and she's obviously brought herself to this point where she's going to be in Abu Dhabi, representing again.
Yeah. So and then, for all you guys out there that are watching this, leave your predictions down in the comments. We want to see what you guys think. But this is just how we feel. We're just big fans of the sport.
Yeah, good call, because we probably should have said that sooner. So I mean, this is our first UFC prediction show. So yeah, definitely leave your predictions in the comments below. Let us know who you think is going to win, especially for the main event. We want to know. Do you guys have Masvidal, or do you guys have Usman? We want to know. So definitely subscribe to our channel.
Give it a like, just so we can keep this thing going for you guys. We're just as much fans of this sport as you guys out there that love watching UFC. And we're going to continue to do these predictions. And pretty soon, we got confirmation from a UFC star that we're going to be doing an interview with pretty soon. We can't quite say who it is yet, but they're coming in the studio pretty soon, and we'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah, we're super excited about that. I mean, this guy is a freaking beast, and we'll give you a little clue. He's in the Northern California area.
That's about it.
But that's about all we're going to say right now. We don't want to say anything else. Obviously, things happen. You know what I mean? COVID is lurking out there. You know what I mean? So
we're just trying to figure. Yeah, we're just trying to figure this thing out. We don't want to do an interview with masks,
right? But I also want to mention this too. Yeah. I mean, we got some Amazon gift cards we're giving away. So make sure that you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and click that bell notification so that you get all of our notifications anytime we have a post on YouTube or a new video, because we will for a fact be having some giveaways and Amazon gift cards. Who can't use one of those, right?
Especially during this time. We have several of them. We just gave away one recently on our Instagram. If you're not following us there, definitely follow us at VRDGO. And we just want to thank you guys for tuning in, watching this podcast on our UFC predictions. Any last words?
That's it. Thank you guys for tuning in again, like my brother said, and we have more of these coming, and we can't thank you enough for your support. Please share this link And like I said, click like, subscribe, click that notification bell, leave comments, and we can't wait to interact with you guys. And
do it again.
Let's do it again. Do it again soon.
We'll see you guys soon. Peace.